Good one. Tom Odell, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah.
It's nice to hear you say very good because you're very busy at the same time. I'm so grateful for your time.
Oh, it's a joy. Thank you for fitting me in.
So many things are moving in your world. You are releasing music. Fans are very excited, but you're also in the middle of opening up for Billie Eilish on tour.
Yeah.
Maybe let's start there. How's that going?
Really, really wonderful. I've been a fan of Billie's since 2017. I remember exactly where I was. I just moved into a new place and there was boxes everywhere, and I first heard Ocean Eyes by her and was blown away and have remained a fan ever since. She's a phenomenal artist, and to be in proximity to that each night and to be a part of, you know, the kind of circus of a tour is really inspiring, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend my time than to be doing that.
That's a wonderful answer. Thank you so much. You're a fan of hers, but she's also a fan of yours. I read that that's why she asked you, because she loves you and your music. How flattering is that?
Extremely flattering. It's touching, and like I had no idea really until this year that she was, and so it's like really amazing because to feel. She told me that she discovered my music from a film called Fault in Our Stars, which came out in 2014 or 13 or 14, and I've never actually seen the film. It's got my music in it, but I've always heard it's good, and
I think I saw it, but I'm not sure. Is it a tragic? It's a tragic story.
Yeah,
it's about death.
Death,
yes.
Yeah, which is probably
illness.
why I've avoided it actually, because I'm not so good around.
You already feel the feelings yourself.
Death on film, it's a bit too much for me. But like it's amazing thought to think that she listened to my music early on, and the even crazier one is with Phineas, because I went to his show about 3 weeks ago, and in Manchester in the UK, and I went with my wife Georgie, and we sat in the audience, and Phineas and I like connected a little while ago, like on social media, like maybe 2 years ago or something. But you know, we've exchanged a few messages, and we went to the show, and then he just like did this speech out of nowhere where he said that he'd come to my show in 2016.
He didn't know you were in the audience, or he did know. He did know. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'd forgotten to buy tickets.
Sliding in the DMs. Hey, by the way.
No, I didn't actually ask him. I went through like some back channels and got some tickets, and he became aware of
you snooping around.
Yeah. And then he gave this speech, and I was just about to go to the toilet, and then I heard him say my name, and I was like,
this is my cue.
Yeah.
I have to get back.
Yeah, and he gave this speech, and it made me really emotional, because he talked about a gig that he came to in Los Angeles in 2016, and he said that he was so inspired by the gig that it made him want to put music out under his own name. And the reason, obviously it sounds like I'm just boasting, but the reason for me it's so inspiring is that I remember that gig and I remember that time, and I really was lost, and I wasn't happy with what I was doing, and I remember that gig I thought was terrible, but it's such a wonderful lesson in having faith in what you're doing, even when the days when they feel like what you're doing has no purpose or meaning, is that even then it can have some effect, which I learned this 3 weeks ago, this information. And it actually turns out I also met him that night, because I then met him 3 weeks ago.
Which era are you talking about? Is it like 2020?
2016.
Oh, way back. Yeah.
Okay. 9 years ago. But I shook his hand and said, nice to meet you. And he said, no, we met in 2016. So he came backstage. I don't know how, but,
That's insane.
Yes, it's a weird full circle thing.
Yes.
And getting to watch him in his show and getting to watch Billie every night is really wonderful, because I'm such a big fan, and it's just been a joy. And her fans are so enthusiastic, but also so lovely and polite and just beautiful people who I'm in awe of. Their kind of like strength of spirit and their generosity. So overall, it's just been a total dream. I said that to my manager yesterday, who came out to visit me in Amsterdam, and I said, honestly, I feel like I'm having the time of my life at the moment with music and stuff. You know, it's been a journey of lots of ups and downs, and I really feel so grateful to be doing what I do at the moment.
I feel it. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
congratulations.
That's very kind of you.
Just riding the high. You deserved it, obviously.
Well, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm gloating, but, you know.
And even if you were, you can gloat from time to time. It's permitted, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's, you know, it's a strange, doing this job, it's so dramatic. You know, it's like any given day, you know, you can read a comment which, you know, just destroys you. And then later that day, you stand on stage and feel like on top of the world. And it's such a roller coaster. And it can be, I mean, it's what makes it fun, I guess. But
it's intense.
But it's intense, yeah.
And it asks quite a lot.
Yeah.
And to be on the high and to receive it all.
Yeah.
And to just say that little thing to your manager, that's it. Just
it's nice. Yeah.
Congrats.
Oh,
really.
Thanks. Oh, you're
truly.
very kind.
Because I was thinking, you're a main stage artist yourself. Obviously, we saw you at Pukkelpop 2023 main stage. Worked at 2024 main stage. You sell out venues yourself. You have this smash out of the park hit, Another Love. So I was thinking, opening up, being the supporting act at this point in your career, does it feel like switching gears in a way? And is it switching down?
I don't know. I certainly feel that my career hasn't been plain sailing, you know, like you know, we go and we play all sorts of venues, and I've never been particularly interested either
in arenas.
I've never done it because of that, and perhaps to my detriment. I think I wasn't really, when I was younger particularly, I wasn't the slightest bit interested in like the charts. I really just, you could have asked me anything about it, I wouldn't have known. And I would say I'm still somewhat like that, but I would say I'm more aware now of the consequences of something succeeding. And because I have a bigger team these days, I'm always like, it's great to keep the show on the road. And in order to keep the show on the road, you know, you have to have a certain level of success. And so I'm more interested in it these days, but I cherish the moments these days more when things go well, because everything's finite, you know, and these experiences, I think I know that one day I'll look back on them and think, you know, cherish them. So
when the question came, please open up for me, not a doubt in your mind?
Not with Billie, no. There's not many artists. There was no hesitation with Billie. I'm such an enormous fan. I mean, the guys and girls I travel with, like, you know, I think I'm the only one that's pretty much watched the show every night. You know, I'm obsessed with her music, and maybe there's other big artists of her stature that maybe I would think
you would second guess at least.
Well, yeah, but it's always just also nice, like, to be asked to do anything.
That's such a nice position to be in. You know, everything is a gift when you look at it like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Why? You know, I think just the general principle is just to say yes. You know.
Yes, man. That's a movie.
Yeah.
That you maybe saw because there's no death in it, I think.
It doesn't work out very well for him, I don't think.
Oh, maybe that's true.
Or I don't know.
Say yes wisely.
Maybe
say yes to Billie Eilish.
There's some power in no as well, but like, I don't know. Who knows? Not to Billie.
You said yes. You're happy. You're riding the wave, watching her every night, and playing with, not Billie, but with Phineas. I saw this little clip on your social media that you played Another Love together.
Yeah, that was
also
great.
Very full circle.
Yeah, that was really cool. The other night in a small venue, Paradiso in Amsterdam. some people might think it's an overstatement, but I think they kind of are like sort of Lennon McCartney, those two. I think their songs are so good.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm going to stop blowing smoke up their arse now, because it's like...
It would be nice if they were able to see this and to hear it.
I've done it enough times in person as well. So
the love is there.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Another Love, I'm going to be honest with you. I was preparing this interview and I was like, am I going to ask questions about Another Love?
It was good. Fire away.
Really?
Yeah, I can talk about that.
Aren't you bored of questions about
I'm
Another
an
Love?
expert.
Yeah, that's for sure. Maybe I'm interested. Maybe I don't even have a new angle, because everybody is... I was asking you questions about Another Love at Pukkelpop 2023 even.
Yeah.
Which says a lot about the wings that song has, and it just keeps on flying, being viral, being sung loudly.
Yeah.
Are you still surprised by the success of Another Love, or is it just business as usual at this point?
No, perpetually surprised. Okay. And honestly, it's such a gift to be able to go out and sing and see how much and hear how much it means to people. And you know, for as long as it means something to people, I will sing it for them. You know, it's if there's any duty whatsoever I might have, and if it's that, then how wonderful. I feel completely this profound sense of togetherness when I sing, on stage, but particularly with that song, because it seems to draw out such wonderful qualities of people, of love and defiance and a kind of strength, I think, that is really beautiful, and I've got the best seat in the house to see it. Yeah. So it is really lovely, and I'm so happy that people have connected to it in the way that they have.
They really have.
Yeah.
You heal the world, Tom.
I'm not sure about that.
I think so.
I'm not sure about that.
One crowd at the time with that song in particular.
Well, that's very kind of you, but I think it's entertainment ultimately. With some feeling. For me, honestly, the thing that I came to some realization of about 4 or 5 years ago is that when I was 13 or even younger, I had, I don't know, either a normal or abnormal inability to communicate and to fit in and to feel emotions clearly without becoming overwhelmed or whatever. And when I sat at the piano, everything had clarity and I could feel emotion, a wide range of emotion, just sadness, but also euphoria and rage and anger, but also compassion, like deep sense of compassion for both the world and myself. And the thing I discovered is I realized that that's why I kept playing the piano, and that's why I kept writing songs. And for me, even today when I step on the stage and I stick my legs underneath the piano, there is that same ability to feel things. And if anything, I feel I want to invite others with my music to do the same. Not to just feel sad, not to just feel joy, but to feel emotion clearly and viscerally is the thing. Because I think we live in times that it's easy to suppress emotion and it's easy to numb it and kind of get rid of it, and not express it in some capacity. So I don't know, that's like what I want people to get from the concerts.
Wow. Your music is already so layered emotionally, and then this answer.
Oh, well,
thank you.
It's not that good, but thanks.
Yes, it was good. I felt it in my bones.
Oh, you're very kind, Michelle.
No, it's not. It's not Belgian kindness. It's true. I felt it.
Oh,
which is what people feel each and every time they listen to your music. That's why they come to see you live in concert as well. That's it. That's the stuff. That's the magic. Yeah.
Well, music, I think, is a wonderful thing.
Still recording.
I keep thinking I'm going to turn this thing off.
Please don't. We need your answers.
But yeah, music is so powerful like that. And I think as well, like I read something the other day that more and more people are going to concerts every year. And
good, huh?
Yeah. And I think it is a reaction to like the times we live on.
Exactly. You were touching upon it very briefly about people not expressing their most inner depths, and then there's of course the world that we live in, which is quite scary at the moment.
Yeah.
Wars, everything that's going on. As someone who feels deeply, which you are, which is a plus, I'd say, in life. How do you look at the world at this moment, and how safe is then the piano to stick your legs?
Well, it's definitely a refuge. Yeah, I mean the world is, you know, particularly when it's viewed through the lens of a phone or the internet, or through, you know, the way in which we're absorbing all this information, and it's so unfiltered and it's so kind of reactionary and like egoic in a way. It's so coming from like suffering so much of the time, suffering people inflicting suffering on others. And I think with all this information, just to create some space in your mind or your heart is absolutely vital. So I think there's a kind of urgency for art, actually, for any sort of art, whether it's just to paint or draw, or to watch a film, or to read a book, or to listen to a song, or to just something that has some space in it. I think is like there's an urgency for that, because I think otherwise, from my own experience, talking from my own experience, it's like it becomes a very fertile place for self-loathing and for anxiety and unkindness, both to ourselves and to others. I think it is ripe in that kind of world, I think, where there's no space, which is sometimes how it feels, I think, with so much news and opinion and stuff. And I don't know.
I'm gonna circle back to the new music. To dive into Don't Let Me Go, just a little bit, if we have the time. That lethal note at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just doing this when I heard it for the first time. Can you tell me something about the recording process and the writing process for this one, please?
So I guess the song, I mean, somewhat resemblant of our conversation before about the kind of sense of trouble in the world. I guess this song is definitely inspired by it, or at least inspired by how to interact with it, the outside world. And I guess it starts off as a kind of rather cruelly, as a kind of seemingly settled love song. And I guess as the song progresses, there's a kind of hint that something might not be quite, as easy and trouble free as it might have seemed at the start. And sort of ends with a great tragedy. Whether it's real or imagined, I'm not quite sure, but it was fun to record and really fun to play live as well, and very, very like there's a desperation to it as well. But yeah,
apocalypse and love.
It's apocalypse love. Who doesn't want more of that?
Exactly. Everybody wants more of that.
Yeah.
Hollywood as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you seen that show? It's got Pedro Pascal in it.
Ah, The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
I saw the first season. I still have to check the second one.
Yeah,
you're into the zombies?
I like the zombies, and I like Pedro Pascal even more.
I know. Who doesn't? My God.
Yeah, he's such a lovely man.
He is the best.
Yeah.
So on that note, we should listen to Don't Let Me Go, and then just an episode of The Last of Us. And then we have
combo.
The perfect sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Apocalyptic love.
A lot of love and tenderness can be found in the end of the world.
Oh.
So we must have faith that even if the worst happens, it's going to be okay.
Lots of love, I find, in the end of this interview as well.
Yes.
Tom Odell,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.